Alright, what is going on, sports card fiends? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day, and today we are here with a video on how I've used FIFA Ultimate Team trading cards to kind of price real-life cards in my own opinion. Obviously, this is all just kind of wild maths that I've just made up and used to price certain things in my head, but it all kind of makes sense to me in my own certain way. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Maybe you guys, some of you have the same experience. Essentially, I am someone, I'm from America, and so I haven't been involved with soccer my whole life. I did play it as a kid. We didn't really have it recreationally in higher leagues whenever I was kind of growing up. Maybe I would have played it. I probably wouldn't have been very good, but, I did enjoy it at a young age, kind of fell out of it, and then back in 2010, 2014 with the World Cups, I got kind of back into it, and then through there, some of my friends started playing FIFA, so I hopped on and played with them, and honestly, I found it to be the most enjoyable of any sports game, so then I really got into it, started playing a lot more, learning more about the sport, then started watching more of it, and all this time, I ended up playing FIFA Ultimate Team, which is sort of this card trading game mode where you build your teams, buy the newest, best cards, then obviously build your squad, try to beat as many people as you can, have a great time, but also give EA a lot of your money, and that's kind of the give and the take with it. Personally, it's something I enjoyed. I've always liked the competitive nature of those types of games, and soccer was really fun to learn through that, or football, whatever, whatever you want, and so it was really nice for me, and at the end of the day, I really enjoyed the card trading aspect of the Ultimate Team server. So obviously it was meant more so to build your team, to pay them money, and to then go and compete with the teams. But personally, I liked the ups and downs of the market and kind of playing the card prices and then basically building myself my best team possible while not spending as much money, which kind of has a lot of similarity to the card collecting side of things, or the sticker collecting side of things. And so, once I had gotten upset with too much laggy servers, terrible gameplay year after year, it feels so clunky, it's so bad, just giving EA tons of my money for very minuscule changes, if anything, that truly makes me happy. And then they just got really money hungry and started just putting out so many promos, printing so much money for themselves. It was wild. So all of that to say, that game kind of bridged me into it, so that is why I use it sort of as a price guide for what could be, and because I know people are willing to pay a lot of money for these things that literally in a year they go out the window, and honestly even within a couple weeks to a few months they might not even be in the meta anymore. So people are paying good amounts of money to play with these cards on a game. Sure, there's some utility there, but they're paying a lot of money for some cards that they'll only really use for 3 months to a year. So in my opinion, if I could get the utility of just having the enjoyment of whatever rookie, personal collection card you want or anything for my entire life versus 3 months on a video game, I'm going to take the former all day, and I want to have those cards and the stickers, and that's why I've gotten really into that. So now I'm going to go backwards and use some of what I know now and compare it to what I knew before. We'll start on the good old foot bin, and here I'm going to take a peek at a Ronaldo. We'll go with some sort of CR7 card. For reference here, basically whenever you see these PlayStation prices, you see 4.9 mil, 3.6 mil. What I'm going to say is it's about $10 for 100K. It might be less, it might be more, but just as a rough estimation, that's about what it is, because I did check out recently to see what the prices were. I did want to buy some gold because there's a really cool Gio Reyna card out that I could have got for like 20 bucks, but I didn't do it. I said no. EA, well, actually I wouldn't have given my money to EA. Luckily, it would have gone to some person that's running bot accounts probably, but nonetheless, here we are. So in terms of these Ronaldo cards, I'm just going to take his third inform card, 1.7 mil. Essentially, this is worth $170 or so to own this card that isn't top of the line, but also isn't his base card from this year. But even, keep in mind, the base card from this year, which is only worth 118K now, at one point during the year was worth over $1 million, and at that time, 1.2 mil was insanely hard to attain. So there are times when like the best base card of a Ronaldo, which there's a ton of them out there, but they can be worth over $100, $200 in terms of what you're gonna have to pay to attain that, which is pretty wild in my opinion. So a good comparison for something along that line, in my opinion, is a 2004 Euro Cristiano Ronaldo sticker. This is essentially his first sticker from a big tournament. His first World Cup one was 2006, so this is his first Euro, and as you can see here, PSA is the one that does the grading on a lot of this stuff. Here's some SGC stuff. Ideally, we find some PSA right here. It's not too expensive. So here's a PSA 7, I guess we'll go with, for $250. I think I saw a PSA 8 maybe go for $300 to $400. So this is a little overpriced even, and still you can see that, I mean, this is his first major tournament in a good grade. I mean, 7 isn't necessarily easy. It's not insanely hard for a sticker, but if you want to get a 9 or a 10 on a sticker, it is absurdly hard to do, even pack fresh. So keep that in mind. Some of the 7 or 8s are actually even nice cards, nice stickers, of course. And so when you compare something like this to being worth as much as a Ronaldo that won't even be in meta within, you know, a few months, it is pretty wild to think that people are just going to constantly throw their money away at these players on these games. Now, of course, like I mentioned before, there is utility in those players, so I understand that they're paying for that utility, but at the end of the day, I think that whenever people kind of slow down and realize how much Ronaldo, Messi, all of these players mean to them 10, 20 years down the line, they're going to yearn for some more collectible, tangible sorts of connections to their players, rather than, I mean, you can't even really get on FIFA and feel any sort of connection to the old cards you had unless it's something really in particular. Next up, we have Haaland's Headliners card. This one is currently worth 160k, so about 15-20 bucks. However, during its time of when it was in the meta and really useful in game, it was actually worth around 500 to 700 in terms of price. So overall, 50 to 70 bucks, maybe a little bit more at the time. So I mean, pretty sizable amount again for a card that's just going to be useless. And as you can see, 3 months it took it to just fall into oblivion and then never come up because these things aren't really worth anything. So your money will just go away in that scenario. However, if you were looking at some Haaland rookie cards per se, this 2019 Topps Finest is, in my opinion, the top tier of Haaland rookie cards. It's not the rarest, but it's the best base version of his rookie, in my opinion. And here you can get a PSA 9 for 250 bucks. Again, I think that this is much more worthwhile, but again, it's my opinion. However, I mean, there's a lot more of a jump up here because this is a rookie card of Haaland's, unlike with the Ronaldo example. While that was his first major tournament at the Euros, it wasn't his rookie card. Ronaldo rookie cards are insanely expensive. However, it wouldn't be a good example to show a Ronaldo rookie card because they're insanely low pop compared to the amount of people that want them at this point. So the proportions are just out of this world. But something like this, where his rookie card in a graded 9, which is pretty good, not 10, but pretty good. It's 3-4 times as much, which I understand is a sizable bit. However, again, it's something you can always sort of have a connection to and have a rooting interest in a player. And as I mentioned before, this is like the highest of high tier prospects in the world of soccer cards right now. So to say that it's only 3 or 4 times more expensive to get in on the highest of high tier rookie cards of a guy rather than an EA version of a card, I mean, I think it's great, but again, my opinion. Next up, in this Mbappe example, I think this is a lot better. I probably should have used cards that were probably in the $1 million to $3 million range when possible, because honestly, I think it represents a lot more of what the soccer card market looks like in terms of whenever you go on the Ultimate Team market and kind of look up these cards, you won't find a ton. And that's much the same case with the soccer cards or stickers listed of some of these highest of high tier players in their rookie year. So this Mbappe, his team of the season at this point is 2.8 mil, almost 3 mil, which is essentially $300, which again, sizable chunk. And again, I mean, EA just released this in May and it has gone from everything's really expensive first week, but again, 5 mil all the way down to 2.8 mil, 2.9 mil. So if you paid like real life money to get these FIFA coins, you would have lost $200 in a month's time. And that's kind of the price you pay with these cards. And again, people are paying $300, $400, $500 for this card. And again, I get there's utility, but when we go over here and look at an Mbappe PSA 8 sticker, you can get one for $1,200. You can also, I mean, there's been a lot cheaper cards listed and sold lately. Here you can see that one sold for $998 as well. And then kind of going down, I mean, they used to be a bit more expensive. We're kind of in a dip right now, which again is always good to then compare to other things and kind of see how you feel about certain things. So So you might be able to get this card for under 1,000 in December. You could honestly get this for 300 to 400, which is essentially what the Mbappe team of the season's worth. So in my opinion, again, another example where, I mean, at some point during the year, essentially you could have chose to have bought a Mbappe rookie sticker and a PSA 8, which is really good, again, for a sticker, or you could have bought the team of the season. And how much utility you get out of both of those, it's kind of up to you. Honestly, if Mbappe doesn't become a GOAT or a legend, you'll get a lot more utility out of his FIFA card than you will out of a real-life sticker once he means nothing to you, because that's kind of the risk you play with this, and that is why some of these can be so expensive, because people are accounting for the what if, and they're hoping and kind of bidding on something for the future. A little bit of a gamble. That's the risk you take. But again, if it's someone that's established, I feel like there's so much more utility you'll get out of a card or a sticker. However, again, in the case of Mbappe, I mean, he's obviously solidified himself onto the stage so far, but again, only 4 to 5 years into his career, so you gotta see how it all plays out. And then finally, we'll go on to my GOAT, and that is Lionel Messi. So 1.5 mil for his team of the season. The other one's 1.5 mil. I mean, he has a lot of really good cards, so I think that that's why they're kind of lesser in price, but essentially $150 to $200 for you to own one of his best cards in FIFA. And again, there's a lot of competition in terms of what cards you could get. So in reality, if there was only a couple, again, just another rationale as to why I don't enjoy EA and their printing of cards endlessly, because I can never retain my value whenever I buy teams. It's just terrible. And so, I mean, again, you probably would have spent $200 to $400 on this card. And if we go over and look on eBay, I'll type in a PSA 8 Monday Chromo Messi. This is an example of his rookie card, and we'll see what that is currently worth. So here, a little horizontal version of it is a 968, and the regular vertical Monday Chromo is 1.5K at the moment. So obviously this is a lot more, but again, it's actually not very terrible. Messi does have a lot more rookies than someone like Ronaldo. That's why I didn't even bring Ronaldo's card into this video at all, because it would have just been out of this world. Messi has more rookies, so they are more affordable, but I think that offers up a lot of opportunity, because while they are more attainable now, how long will they be attainable? I'm not really sure. So whenever Messi rookies are, again, 3 to 4 times the price of whatever his FIFA card of the year is for 2 months, I think it makes so much sense, because at the end of the day, if you wanted to be someone that's on top of your game and, you know, constantly within the meta on Ultimate Team, you're either going to have to spend so much time or money into the game that at some point you probably could have just bought a Messi rookie or something of that ilk. And I know it sounds crazy, but I mean, when you think about all the time you put into FIFA, when you think about, you know, all the packs, all the Ultimate Team drafts here and there, just all the endless spending and not seeing any substantial growth in your cards or your money on FIFA, even though that's all imaginary, I still would like to see some sort of growth. It just is non-existent. So then whenever I can see growth in some other segment and actually have a fun time and save my money and put it into things that I enjoy, it's a lot more fun. And so that's why I've kind of been always looking at it in this realm. I've always thought, I mean, if people are willing to spend this much money on a game for a year, then how much would they be willing to spend on, you know, a Messi or a Ronaldo rookie that's truly rare, collectible, desirable, all these great things, and they probably just don't know about them. Because honestly, I didn't know about them. Before a year or two ago, I didn't know anything about it. Had I known, I would have been buying them endlessly because they were so incredibly cheap. Like, I mean, $1,500 for that Messi rookie now, but back in the day, you probably could have scooped that 10, 20, 50 bucks, I don't know, maybe 100, somewhere in there, guaranteed you could have scooped it for. And whenever you compared it back then, I'm sure the ratios were so out of alignment, I would have been all over it. I'm still all over it even right now. So that kind of shows you how much potential I think soccer cards has. Something I try to tell people whenever possible in the collectible realm is it's a long game. You know, everyone's always worried about the short-term noise, the ups, the downs, where are we going, when should I sell everything, when should I buy everything, but at the end of the day, it's about what you like, and it's about how you value an asset over a long stretch of time. So personally, I see these things as once-in-a-lifetime opportunities to own. Are they seen like that now? No, they're not. But personally, that's the way I see them. So whenever the opportunities are there to be able to acquire certain pieces, I'm all about it, because the long term, I think the value and the potential value of football collectibles in general would be amazing. And personally, I enjoy it and I like it enough to want them anyway, so what's it matter? And at the end of the day, that's the way it should be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Anything you want to see from me, anything you want to see me talk about, let me know in a comment down below. And on top of that, if you want to see more videos like this, as soon as I go live, make sure to subscribe. And with that said, hopefully you have a wonderful day and peace.